Understanding that our grandfather, a black man in 1940s Alabama, was able to purchase over 100 acres of land, and it's pretty significant.
How many acres?
127 more or less.
Where are you in the lineup of children?
You know what? I thought so. It's 15. So it's 4 under me. So we had to do some subtraction now. I'm not that good at math, but
There was a program called a tenant loan service, and it was by the Department of Agriculture.
That allowed farmers to purchase land for development and actually participate by selling some of the fruits of the land, if you will.
We raise hogs, we raise cows, we raise goats, we raise chickens, up on top of chicken.
I remember we played ball out there in the front of many evenings, and the grandkids, my sister was having babies along with mama, and her children were growing up along with her children. And we would have us a ball game right out there,
This land been in the family, and we trying to keep it in the family because that's sentimental value. It don't really have no value for selling it. To me, it don't.
The person who purchased an outside interest, I guess, sent a letter unsolicited to a couple members of the family. They had no idea of the ramifications that it would create, and when we found out about it, it was by way of a lawsuit from the gentleman who purchased the interest, and he said that he had an intent to buy all of the land.
And that has just been, devastating to the plans that our grandparents had for this land.
As I continued to do research, I was able to get directed to the Federation of Southern Cooperatives and find out about a law that had changed within the last 5 or 6 years that actually would allow us to get the lawsuit dismissed. And if we could get it dismissed, it would remove the threat of the gentleman being able to buy or purchase the land out from under us.
The family contacted me as a result of outreach that we performed, at the Heirs Property conference. I talked with the family a little bit about their objectives and what some of the things they would like to see on the property. And a lot of time that management is geared around USDA resources that's available through different programs. And so we'll take those programs and the objectives and the resources and come up with a farm management plan.
For us, our goal is to either place the land into an LLC or a trust so that it's a collective entity, and proceeds from whether it's selling timber or if we're doing leasing of the land, we could generate income, and that income could be used to send kids to college, start businesses. What I'd like to do is really make it so that our children aren't starting at zero.
I was in the industry, in the forestry industry, for approximately 10 years, and I left to work with landowners, specifically to work with minority landowners as a consultant. So I saw an opportunity to go out and introduce these families to USDA programs that they probably would not have had if I weren't there to kind of guide them through. And I saw an opportunity even after that with the Federation to do that on a whole lot larger scale than I could as an individual consultant.
This farm was owned by my grandparents, Joe and Pearlie Ely.
I think it would be amazing to see the place come out close to what he would expect for it to be.
I think that my grandparents would be proud to know that their children raised their children the same as they did, and that we were able to enjoy the land the same as their children were.
They would be rejoicing right now, just to know that this going on. They work hard, they loved it, and they taught us to love it.